Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's your brother Bolo V&R. We in the building.
Jeremiah 29 verse 11. God says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." That is a scripture that I hold dear to my heart because God is not a man that he should lie. So if he says he has a plan for me, he does. If he says he has plans to prosper me, he does. I have that much confidence in him to know if he said it, that's just what it is.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's how we want to start this thing off. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. All right, all of my platforms right there on the screen. Yes, Bolo V&R 2.0, Bolo V&R clips, and Bolo V&R get me to 1,000. I need to get to 1,000 on Bolo V&R clips, and of course, we need to get those numbers up over there on Bolo V&R as well. If you're not yet subbed up, sub up to all the platforms, man. Come on, man, support your boy. Support your boy. We got Joanne Dawkins to the building, Ryan Campbell. We got Roslyn, Swaby, Erica Morris. Come through in this thing very early. Thank you guys for you being here. Let's get into the content, man. Let's get into the content. We got a lot to cover, and we don't got a lot of time. The PMP press conference, man. I'm about to go in on this, man. Hey, I'm telling you, no lies detected. You heard? No lies detected. First, I want to get into the Integrity Commission clears opposition leader 2023 statutory declaration filing. This happened on Sunday, and this caused a lot of rift. It caused a lot of rift, ladies and gentlemen, because there's a person that will be, left unnamed. That statutory declaration cannot be certified, and there are several more that is under investigation in the leading party. And that right there really, really hurt them a lot. It really, really rubbed them the wrong way to the point where Efro Warmington, Mr. Just Gone with a bag of foolishness, that's what I call him, Mr. Gone with a bag of foolishness, ran in and started to talk all types of smack. And it led to this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to his commentary.
Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. So my people, we're seeing site, problems upon people amongst racial
Big up
attacks
Annie
against them.
Isabel Rose.
They want to, speak any people. I'm gonna hear about the clip of what he said in that meeting.
I said repeatedly, the claim Sia was a white man and shouldn't.
Oh yeah, them ads come on. Them ads come on whenever.
Leaders and they'll see me all over the
promoting the people. I'm gonna hear about the clip of what he said in that meeting.
I said repeatedly, the claim Sia was a white man and shouldn't lead us, and they'll see me all over the south. I talk about this now, then want this a white man. Say why you can talk about Sia all this year became white? And because a white man come, you saying can't lead Jamaica over me dead body. Over dead body. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. We are all while. We are descendants of the slaves. We don't want the descendants slave masters can rule us again. We don't want it. In 1838 we threw up the chain. And then got trench town and lift up chain and chain again. For what? We put me in a chain again. You know what happen? Jamaican are so stupid. What we need to do, put him back on the banana boat and send him back to England. What I want to say tonight, England have 5 prime ministers in 2 years because they can't find nobody. So this English white man, if he want them prime minister, go England, they can't find nobody up there. They might use him. A country with 5 prime ministers in 2 or 3 years, can't find nobody. Somebody will knock an Englishman door and say, Mr. King, me a come and left us alone. We just saw, we stand for wholeness. You stand for Desmond. We work together for the Jamaican party to ensure victory is secured. Thank you, my brother and sister. You hear some stupid nonsense coming out about Paul saying this and Paul saying that? What me say? F Paul, labor rights strong, labor rights solid, and that effing thing not gonna wait. You hear me? Those polls are paid for by PMP. And if PMP pay for it, you're going to get PMP poll. I was on Cliff Hughes program some weeks ago, and talk to press. And he asked me, and I said, look, I'm in this thing now 56 years. I won 7 elections. And I can tell you, what they're saying is not what I'm feeling on the ground. Totally not. And regardless of what they want to say, Andrew Holness and Labour Party will do the 3rd term.
Anyhow, this is not the first rodeo for...
So you hear the ignorance, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, This is what, like I said, this is what is really hurting them enough. The polls are having not just the polls, but you can see it on the ground with the people. Mark Golding's popularity, that is leader of the opposition of the PMP, is getting a lot of traction where the people of the country is concerned. They are definitely feeling Marky G. That's what he's affectionately called now. Mark get nickname. But the PSOJ came out and condemned Warmington racial charge remarks, calling them a dangerous attempt to inject racial division. I want to know, where was the PSOJ when Warmington was saying he will over his dead body, when he was when what's his name? Damn it. Desmond McKenzie made statements. Where was the PSOJ just the other day with Darrell Vaz on the stage talking about Portland is Vaz land and one bag of foolishness? Like, the stuff that we're hearing from key players in the PMP with no backlash from the Prime Minister of Jamaica says a lot about the current state of Jamaica right now. And then there has been a lot of crimes, like mass crimes going on. I heard about 11 people getting shot and 7 of them unalive. I think that was last night or yesterday, right? Like 10 something p.m. I mean, there was one before that where 5 people was shot and unalive. And these areas are quote unquote PMP areas, the opposition. And there's a dark cloud over the PMP, over the JLP, my apologies, for years in regards to some things that happened in the 80s with I think it was Edward Siaga and them. You understand? So it's like people are thinking, this is what people are thinking in the streets. Is history repeating itself? Are we seeing the dark ages of the 80s where they have the shower posse going around unaliving people, right? In PMP areas? Is that what is going on? This is what a lot of people is thinking. And I'm saying we have not seen or heard the leader of the country, Andrew Honest, come out and address this publicly, denounced Everett Warmington publicly, fire him, force him to retire, nothing at all. He has just been operating without any checks and balances. And PSOJ, a little bit damn too late. I can tell you that right now. A little bit damn too late. But let's get to Mark Golding, ladies and gentlemen. Response to this disgusting behavior from Everett Warmington. And I want to say this before I go to Mr. Golding. Mark Golding's father has done more for this country than the entire JLP presently construct. I'm going to say that again. Mark Golding's father has done more for this country than the entire JLP party right now as presently constructed. This current one that's been operating as the leadership of this country, Mark Golding's father has contributed more critically to this country of Jamaica, and his legacy lives on until this day. As a matter of fact, the thing that he built, the hospital that he built, is the only one in the entire Caribbean. That is how much he put his stamp. So this is the stock that Mark Golding is coming from, ladies and gentlemen. And it's a sad day. It's a very, very sad day that we're going to use his color. Well, I'm going to let him speak. Let's get into it.
It's hot today.
JLP's attempts to use my color as a political battering ram smacks of desperation on their part. It is unprecedented. I don't think any political leader has faced what I have been facing in this regard. And it is because they see that this tide has turned against them. And the people of Jamaica are fed up with them, the dishonesty, the lack of integrity, and a government which pursues policies that don't benefit the people in a direct way. So people have lost hope. People want change. And I suppose I'm the embodiment of that as the leader of the opposition, and therefore they're trying to attack me. And in a sense, I'm flattered that all they can really attack me on is the color of my skin. You know, I am somebody who grew up here. My wife is an African Jamaican, beautiful woman, and my children are born in Jamaica, and I'm a proud Jamaican citizen. So
the reason why they should not go personal, you know, I've not heard about Mark Golden having any side chicks. I've not heard about Mark Golden having any side babies. You understand what I'm saying? There hasn't been any accusation on this man in those things. You see, this is why they should not take it personal, boy. Don't go there. But let's continue, because we can talk about some things in it.
So I think that this is a sad turn of events, and I'm very disappointed in the leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party that they tacitly encourage this kind of behavior.
Exactly.
Because to me it indicates a lack of principle on their part, and Jamaica's part of the family of nations. You know, we live in a world which is very connected, and other countries, other races of people are looking on and saying, how is it that the government of Jamaica is allowing, you know, a junior minister or a former minister, two MPs, to be using racial taunts and slurs as a source of attacking a political opponent? It's very bad form, and it's unfortunate for Jamaica, and it really needs to stop. The critical task of making the bureaucracy more efficient and less costly to users of government services is one which needs continuous attention. The devil is in the details. The public sector operates a rule-based system.
Sorry about that. All right, so let me go back a little bit right here. You said something very key, and I want to
gift a 7-day plan.
All right, here comes the ad. Messing up my transition.
Because to me it indicates a lack of principle on their.
Oh yeah. Hold on. There you go.
I'm a proud Jamaican citizen. So I think that this is a sad turn of events, and I'm very disappointed in the leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party that they tacitly encourage this kind of behavior, because to me it indicates a lack of principle on their part. Mm-hmm. And Jamaica's part of the family of nations. You know, we live in a world which is very connected, and other countries, other races of people are looking on and saying, how is it that the government of Jamaica is allowing, you know, a junior minister or a former minister, two MPs, to be using racial taunts and slurs as a source of attacking a political opponent? It's very bad form, and it's unfortunate for Jamaica, and it really needs to stop.
No, I want to speak on that a little bit. Hi, how you doing, Empress 13? Good to see you, love. Salute to you. Now, what he mentioned about, because in Jamaica it says out of many one people, right? And I'm saying the government is coming with a hate speech law with the Samoa Agreement to protect the colorful community. But in their government, somebody that is allegedly a part of that colorful community, which is Everett Warmington, because there's been many accusations about him being into boys, right? Andre Stevenson is one of them. I'm not saying it's true. I'm saying it's an allegation. So I'm saying you, Everett Warmington, that is alleged to be a part of that colorful community, you're telling me that you're going to discriminate against somebody's race? Where they do this at? You are going to discriminate against the leader of the opposition's race. Man, so like somebody needs to put a muzzle on that dude or kick him out the government so he can go and shout somewhere and scream. He's super unintelligent. I cannot believe that he is actually, I think, a legislator. Like, he's somebody that writes laws. Barbara, how you doing? Ron Wanless, how you doing? That's crazy. And the world is looking on. The world is looking on onto Andrew Holness' statutory declaration not being declared, him suing the Integrity Commission, right? And then Everett Warmington doing the things that he's doing. You know who else is looking on? God. More important, more than anything else, God is looking at our leaders, bro. And God knows every single thing that they've done in the dark. That is the most important thing. I think they need to somebody needs to remind these men and women in leadership that not only is the world watching you, but God always has a special eye on the leaders of the world. Because you have a larger responsibility more than anybody else. It's a damn shame what is going on in Jamaica, ladies and gentlemen. These people want to protect the colorful community, but they don't want to protect just people. They want to write hate speech laws for the colorful community, but not have a hate speech law against racism in our country? Because that's racism. The statements that Everett Warmington made about it by Mr. Golden is straight racism. I don't look at Siaga in a bad way because he was white. I look at Siaga in a bad way because the things he did as a prime minister, as a leader of this country, as somebody that was linked to the CIA. Because we know what happened. They told us. And guys, if I'm too loud, please let me know so I can turn down my microphone. Microphone check, microphone check. Am I too loud? Let me know. Am I sounding clear? Let me know. But let's continue.
The critical task of making the bureaucracy more efficient and less costly to users of government services is one which needs continuous attention. The devil is in the details. The public sector operates a rule-based system, so changes in processes to bring improved efficiency generally involve changes to laws, rules and regulations which govern those processes. Many of those processes have not changed with the times and are outdated and no longer fit for purpose. Fixing them takes hard, focused effort and great attention to detail. The last PNP government, in just 4 years of office, paid significant attention to this. We designed the super form to enable businesses to be registered and companies to be incorporated in a single application that resulted in the business or company not only having registration and incorporation, but also all the other required business registrations, TRN, NIS, GCT, etc., and a 6-month startup tax compliance certificate to get their businesses up and running, all in a single process through the Companies Office of Jamaica. The PNP government also passed the Security Interest in Personal Property Act to provide a modern framework for secured lending with a web-based registration system for registering security over collateral and expanding the types of assets and property that borrowers can use as collateral to include agricultural produce and intellectual property and other types of property that previously were excluded from secured lending. We also passed the Insolvency Act to modernize the laws governing insolvent businesses with a new emphasis on giving them breathing space with their creditors to try to restructure and get out of financial difficulties. We passed the Special Economic Zones Act to provide a modern incentive regime for investment zones to drive the economy. And we passed the Public Procurement Act to streamline the rules governing the use of government's purchasing power, including provision for small businesses and other marginalized groups to get special treatment to give them a leg up in business. All of these were the result of consistent effort. And in 2014, the World Bank reported that Jamaica had the highest ranking in the Caribbean on the ease of doing business, having implemented the most reforms in Latin America and the Caribbean. In contrast, the current government's performance over the last 9 years has been dismal. In their 2 terms, they have done virtually nothing to improve the efficiency of the bureaucracy and the ease of doing business in Jamaica. They have passed no transformational legislation to improve efficiency of the bureaucracy, and they've done almost nothing to improve the ease of doing business. Therefore, when the Prime Minister on Sunday promised to make Jamaica's bureaucracy modern, user-friendly and efficient, it is yet another empty promise, similar to his 2016 promises to have fixed election dates put in the Constitution and to hold a grand referendum to settle what he called outstanding national issues within his first 100 days in office.
Yo, this that he mentioned about the first 100 days is critical. And that's why I stopped it there. Because exactly, he talked about the bureaucracy and how things needed to be improved. But you've been there for 9 years. You never knew it needed improvement. Why didn't you improve it? How is it that you just know now? Oh, so this is just, like he said, another empty promise. Oh, we got royalty in the building, ladies and gentlemen. We got royalty in the building, Miss Genesis. Shout out to Miss Genesis in the building. I'm glad you're here, Miss Genesis. How is my audio? Is it too loud? Is it too... Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. I need your expert ears. But seriously, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Golden has made an excellent point about his empty promises. He had 9 years to improve, like he said, in 2016 or 2014. The world recognized Jamaica in a certain way where doing business was concerned and the ease of it, right? So how is it now that things haven't improved? You had a good springboard to actually, continue on and improve upon in it. But what he has done is get up every day and complain about 18 years of government and blame the PMP for everything that is going on right now. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. And it's a sign of very, very weak leadership. And it sounds to me, okay, I got you. And it sounds to me, ladies and gentlemen, that Andrew Holness's government has ran out of ideas. They've absolutely ran out of ideas. And this is why they've been pressing the PMP to tell them what's their plans. Ain't that something? But let's continue.
His promise on Sunday rings hollow, like the now defunct Economic Growth Council and the spectacular failure in delivering 5% annual economic growth after 4 years.
Oh yeah, there was this 5 and 4 thing, and I was listening to Will Rattigan the other day explain it, and it literally yielded what they were planning to do. Let's just say if you were to grade them, they would have got like 20 out of 100 in terms of performance. It's very sad. They boasted 5 and 4 with the economy, and it just never occurred. And right now, presently, as we're constructed, our economy is declining right now, going into the Christmas season, totally declining.
Which has not happened. The truth is that their very poor track record shows that this government does not have the capacity to deliver the reforms required to achieve an efficient bureaucracy. And this is not a task that private sector bigwigs can be of much assistance with. The PNP's record of legislative capability, innovation, and nimbleness is what is needed to resume the process of making a bloated and cumbersome bureaucracy work for ordinary Jamaicans and Jamaican businesses. We will deliver for Jamaica. Aspire, as his new program is called, is just another PR exercise. It does not inspire and can only expire. The JLP government will continue to fail the people. Furthermore,
hey man, I know I'll be ad-libbing, but he's just made so many, he's so on point. The Prime Minister has made so many empty promises, and it goes back to the first time he was elected, when he told them that they would have a fixed election date. And if they haven't had a fixed election date yet, and that's something he could do very easily, right? And the other thing that he promised was that we wouldn't have these long terms of government. They would cut out this long term where the government has all this time. No. It was going to be a short time. He was going to change things. And now we haven't seen that either. So everything that he promised that was tangible for him to actually do from that time, it's been 9 years. From that time till now, his track record says he says a bunch of stuff and then he doesn't follow through with it, no matter how easy it actually is to follow through with, because some people's going to argue, well, COVID came and this came. So what does COVID have to do with him making sure it's a fixed election day? What does COVID have to do with him making sure they change the electoral situation in a way that it serves the people more? And these politicians is not just in government forever and taking our tax dollars forever, ever, and not performing. Where was this performance-based grading that he promised so much things, and it sounded so good to the people because he was telling them exactly what they wanted to hear, but he never ever fulfilled on one of those promises that the people actually wanted him to fulfill. And it's a damn shame. And the chicken have come to roost. The people of Jamaica have spoken, and they are absolutely done with this man. They are the JLP support base is delusional, disrespectful, and destructive. That's where they're at right now. Delusional, disrespectful, and destructive. Those are the 3 D's that their radical support base is going on with. I'm telling you, man, what? Let's continue.
This is a government without credibility to back up promises. 8 of their members of parliament, including the Prime Minister himself, are under investigation for the corruption offense of illicit enrichment. It is a blot on Jamaica's international image and reputation. No Prime Minister can lead the country with credibility when he remains under such a cloud when it comes to his own financial integrity. The promised reduction of the rate of general consumption tax on electricity will not impact the majority of JPS customers who consume less than 150 kilowatt hours per month of electricity and already benefit from the tax exemption introduced by the Portia Simpson Miller administration. In fact, the greater savings from the tax rate reduction will accrue to wealthier customers who consume more electricity. What is needed is strong and capable leadership to drive down electricity costs in Jamaica through a transformation of the energy sector. The PNP.
All right, so if you guys just to give you guys a facts and evidence on what he just talked about, take a look at my screen, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, well, that's the road. My bad. That's road maintenance. My bad. I'm gonna find it. I got it. Let's continue.
He has a plan to achieve this and a shadow minister with a track record of achieving it. We will bring modern legislation as we've done before and massive investment to the energy sector. And for that, our record speaks for itself. The meager break in market fees for craft vendors does not address their plight. They want a level playing field for doing business. The craft markets are in a terrible state, turning off visitors, and nothing is being done to encourage tourists to visit the craft markets so that craft vendors can make money. The People's National Party will ensure that government doesn't shirk its responsibility to make the tourism industry benefit our craft vendors and other locally owned businesses. And the last thing I will say to this.
Now, Miss Genesis, as a Jamaican that's living in Canada, if you heard Mr. Golden's speech, oh my God, and you graded it with your with your know-how, man, I would love to see you break that down, Miss Genesis, honestly.
Point is that the so-called reverse income tax credit is to be turned into a $20,000 money giveaway. It is a blatant, run-with-it, vote-buying scheme for the next election. And it's taking place at a time when the economy is contracting and experiencing negative economic growth. However, the recent by-elections in Morant Bay and Dayton Town show that the Jamaican people are not for sale and are determined to have a change of government. Thank you.
All I can say is that
before he goes in on that, I really need to show y'all this clip, this evidence right here. Okay, here we go. Yes, this is it. Oh, perfect. 2012. I found it. I found it, y'all. I found it. I found the documents. Got him. Want to make sure we show the facts and evidence to what Mr. Golden mentioned about the you know, the light and everything that the PMP did and helped the people. We got Splash Digi in the building. We got Marlene Niels. How you doing? Welcome everybody. Welcome. Remember to hit the like button, share the live. Look at this. Now look at this. No, this not the one. My bad. This the one right here. This the one right here. So we got to go to here. This was June 5th, 2012. The government has removed the general consumption tax on electricity bill for all residential customers, making good on an election promise. That's the PMP. This was announced by Prime Minister the Most Honorable Portia Simpson Miller on June 5th. This is the facts and evidence, ladies and gentlemen. Take a long look. Take a long look. This is the facts and evidence on the matter. All right, let me see. I can scroll up. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I can zoom in and scroll up. I like this. Yeah, so there we go. It's pretty bold and easy for you to read. While making her contributions to the 2012-2013 budget debate in the House of Representatives, we made a promise before the election to relieve the burden of the GCT on electricity, particularly for the poor and struggling middle class, she said. Right? Now, let's go to the next clip right here. It said, this is the first part of it. Light bills will go up. You can't make this up. Oh my God. So in 2012, she dropped the taxes, right? The general consumption tax was removed. And when the JLP went into power, 2017, March 11th, what does that say? Light bill will go up. President and CEO of the JPS Public Service, Kelly Toblin, says most of our customers will likely see an increase, ladies and gentlemen, in their electricity bill. This as the government yesterday announced, let's go to the next one here. The change was announced yesterday by the Finance Minister Audley Shaw during his budget presentation. A 16.5% general consumption tax, GCT, will be added to the bill of all JPS customers who use more than 150 kilowatt hour monthly. Minister Shaw says the move will not affect 61% of residential customers. However, Ms. Toblin says average electricity usage is going up and is currently above that threshold. So the JLP was telling everybody that it won't affect 61% of the customers. So don't worry. We reversed what the PMP did in 2012, which is this. My bad, y'all. Sorry. They reversed what the PMP did in 2012, right? See, it's right there. They reversed this in 2017, and then they're telling the people, oh, it's not going to affect. It's not going to. What's going on with Nightbot? It's not going to affect the people. And JPS was like, nah, our data tells us it's definitely going to affect the people. So yeah, you know, it's like it should have been assigned to us from then how out of touch the JLP actually is in regards to the ins and outs of operations with everything, you know, like just governing the country. It's very, very sad, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys understood that. That was a point that Mr. Golding made in his speech just now. All right, let's continue. I believe Mr. General Secretary came on, and he had a few words to say, not a lot, you know, just a few words. Let's just put this in there.
We stand with you. We say power. We say change are coming. And guess what? Andrew Wallace, your time come. Remember that.
Then, gentlemen, I watched the conference on Sunday in two capacities. First, I watched as the General Secretary of the People's National Party, and of course, I watched in my capacity as the spokesperson for agriculture, fisheries, and rural development. And I will have some remarks in both capacities. One of the truest measures to determine good management of production and supply of any crop is the relative stability of prices on a weekly and monthly basis within any given year. The government's management of a flagship program to reduce onion imports through its import substitution initiative provides the clearest indicator of its management inability. Minister Green speaks glibly about the establishment of storage facilities, and yet farmers suffered losses earlier this year when production exceeded the monthly requirement of 850,000 kilograms. And they had no appropriate storage facilities, prices were depressed, and inadequate storage facilities resulted in crop deterioration and resultant losses. Recall the cries of the farmers in his constituency of Southwest St. Elizabeth that had to discard of their onions. The supply management of onions has had a significant impact on the consuming public. Recall the lamentations of the consuming public last year and the year before when prices unbelievably reached over $1,000 per kilogram. This should not happen with the application of good.
Did you guys hear that? Over $1,000 per kilogram. Yo, y'all think he's lying? Let me show you a picture.
Management. The total consumption on a yearly basis is known, so it's relatively easy to determine the quantity to be imported without displacing whatever local production exists at any given time in the production cycle. Over the last 5 years, 2019 to 2023, the average annual prices moved from $448 per kilogram to $740 per kilogram, an increase of 65%, or an average yearly increase of 13%, which is way above the annual inflation rate. This can neither be good stewardship of a flagship program nor purposeful management of the variables that affect the average consumers. The management of imported supplies was equally inadequate. The price of imported onions moved from an annual average of $468 per kilogram in 2019 to $783 in 2023, an outturn of 67% over the period and a yearly average of 13.5%. Again, significantly above the annual inflation rate. This cannot be good management and exposes Minister Green's assertion of a build-out of appropriate facilities is hollow. Another product falling under the flagship import substitution program has had no better management. In 2014, the past PNP administration was able to achieve 90% production of Irish potatoes. And now the JLP has reversed those achievements to levels below 70%.
No, look at the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Right? What does that say? Can you see that clearly? How much kilograms is that? And you see how much Jamaican is that? Man, listen. The prices of stuff is through the roof. Through the roof. A lot of restaurants are not even giving you the type of vegetables you would normally get because they would have to increase the price of the meal. And I dare say it's some trash ass vegetable because it's not ours. We don't know what they did to it. I don't trust it. And it is what it is. You feel me? That's just my opinion. It's trash. It's trash.
In 2023, 6,852 kilograms of Irish potatoes was imported, representing a 43% increase over 2022 figure of 4.7 million.
A 43% increase of imported goods, guys. That's almost half. That's wild. Why you think the prices of everything has gone through the roof? It's insane. I shop in the who? Man, hell no.
This requires a special audit to determine why the efforts of the ministry are failing rather than providing the expected results.
I agree. I really agree. I believe, how you doing, Aldiano? Splash Dizzy, salute. And guys, participate in the poll. Yes, gentle reminder to hit the like button and share the live with 10 people. Of course, don't keep this information to yourself, man. What are we doing? But I agree, there needs to be an
around here if you touch my leg. Matter of fact, don't move that hand no more. Now try. Don't Mike, you mean to tell me Diddy was touching on your leg while you were sitting right here on this couch? Trying to, but I seen him before. Get the hell out of the studio.
Kara Augustus subscribe to the channel.
You about to move some furniture around here if you touch my leg.
Wow, I had the alerts pause. Now all of them is coming in at once. Anyway, we need an audit done. I believe it's sabotage. I believe it's sabotage on a global level. What is going on with the food and the prices? I truly believe it. I believe that there's a certain individual out here that wants to monopolize food, the seeds. There are certain entities that wants to do that, to control us, to have us under bondage, under the one world order that they're working so hard to achieve. I've been trying to tell people, this man that's in government, Andrew Holness, according to prophecy, is literally working for that order. Literally sold us out completely. This entire administration should be banned from Jamaica. Never to be involved in any of our political procedures moving forward. I only pray God that God takes over and put his people in place to save this country from what I think is going to be inevitable for a lot of other parts of the world. It ain't going to be pretty, man. It ain't going to be pretty. Talking about they giving us back $20,000 of our money. Make it make sense. And everybody's not going to get $20,000. And they didn't even set a threshold as to what's the criteria for us to get $20,000. You feel what I'm saying? Oh yeah, we already know population control at its finest. Yes. Who don't starve? They hope they get sick and take medication and probably, the rest. Yeah.
When we look at polling in the country, one of the topical issues is cost of living.
Come on, man.
The hollowed attempts that were made on Sunday does not address the cost of living crisis. Yep. If you were to go to Megamart, a pound of lettuce, $814.
A pound of lettuce, Do you know how lettuce, we know, I'm just saying, lettuce is it's lettuce. Like $800 for a pound of lettuce? Bruh.
A pound of cabbage, $380.
Yo, cabbage is like the cheapest thing you could buy to survive. Literally. Like if you eat cabbage and like saltfish, and saltfish is expensive, but if you should eat cabbage, a lot of cabbage, you probably lose a lot of weight if you eat more cabbage. But man, $300 a pound now? That's wild. Cabbage never used to go over like $100 a pound. It's it used to teeter between like 80 a pound, then went to 100, but 300.
A pound of Irish, $400. A pound of carrots, $550. A pound of red pepper, $900. A pound of sweet pepper, $600. I was tempted today to bring a basket to repeat what the Prime Minister did when he said what could hold in a basket for $10,000. But when I checked, the price of the basket was more than the $10,000, so I aborted the mission.
Shots fired. Oh!
Embarrassing. We need some milk.
Where's it? Ask the people in the chat to send videos of Andrew Holness' hometown in Cumberland Road to see the development. It's a shame. Hey, anybody in Cumberland Road? Hey, My number is 1-876-451-6535. You can send me the pictures to see the development in Cumberland Road, because the other day they was talking all this smack about Mark Golden and his constituency, and he's not even in power. And Andrew Holness is the one that told us that, listen, the MPs don't get no money. So I'm trying to figure out, if the MPs don't get no money, why are you mentioning the development in the, like, you got to give them money to develop the constituency. They talking about Mark Golden should use his own money because he's rich. Like, really? You really want to go there? Well, apparently the prime minister is very rich too, so why isn't he using all his money to develop this area? Make it make sense. It's just some stupid, dumb argument. They got the whole budget to use. They got more people in the House. They got the numbers in the House of Representatives. Like, they got power to do what they want to do. Why isn't things working? Or do they have a plan? Or did the plan just didn't work? Like, what? Come on, man. Let's stop. Just stop lying.
When I look at what my electricity bill is, my bill came to $15,500. I look at how much GCT I'm paying, and it is $993. The 53% saving that I will get on a monthly basis is $547 Jamaican for the
maths now add up. Look at the maths. Let me play that back. Wow.
My electricity bill my bill came to $15,500. I look at how much GCT I'm paying, and it is $993. The 53% saving that I will get on a monthly basis is $547 Jamaican for the month. $547 Jamaican. It is the same as a pound of carrot at Losushan. 1 pound of carrot is what the government is offering to me as a productive citizen, as an attempt to say that they are cushioning the crisis.
Wow. Yo, put that into context. Yo.
Embarrassing. We need some milk.
Oh, I gotta clip that up separately when I get off here. Wow.
Agriculture currently only contributes about 9% of the gross domestic product, even though agriculture employs over 250,000 persons are registered as farmers. It is the largest employer of labor, but it is not making the commensurate contribution to the gross domestic product of the country. We have had an increase in our food importation bill. In 2016, when this government took office, food importation was at $838 million US. Last year, it went up to $1.4 billion US. And in
whoa, wait, what? I'm sorry, but these numbers are staggering. What? 840 or 850 something, right? $1 million, and then it went to 1.4. So all right. If you was to do the math, that's $500 million plus, right? That's almost 50%. Wait a minute. That is more than 50%. That is more than 50% of the actual figure that it was before. It was 800 and something, right? It was not 900,000, right? It wasn't 10. It wasn't a billion, right? So half of 800,000 plus is 450, 425, and you telling me you went over 500,000 in the amount onto what you already have? Now you're looking at 50-something%. Oh, damn, man. Oh my God, it increased 50-something%. Yo, we in trouble. We are in trouble.
Product of the country. We have had an increase in our food importation bill. In 2016, when this government took office, food importation was at $838 million US. Last year, it went up to what?
It was 838 million. 838. Half of 838 is 420. And it went to what?
1.4 billion US. And
1.4 billion. So that's $562 million? God, what?
Increase of 75% under this administration. What they're doing is that they're importing more, they're producing less. By any metric, the Minister of Agriculture may be very good at promoting parties, but when it comes on to agriculture, he is...
Oh my God, shots fired again.
Embarrassing.
We need
some milk.
So for those who don't know, we gotta put it into full context for the people that are listening, that are from overseas as well. The Minister of Agriculture is Floyd Green. You notice what he said about Floyd Green? He's very good at keeping parties, but he don't know how to actually, deal with agriculture. Let me show you exactly what he's talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Lord have mercy. Hey, yo. Lord have mercy. Dayton Campbell, man. Dr. Dayton Campbell don't play, bro. Yo, what? Look at this. This is no movement day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the party day.
No movement day.
That's Floyd Green right there behind this lady. Right here. To the right. That's him right there. That's another senator, Mr. Bellamy. Right? And this is no movement day. In the pandemic, when nobody could go anywhere, they were having a blast at this spot. At this, wherever this was. And I don't want the music, but look, show a labor right. Yeah. And they was screaming. They was screaming no movement day. They're not wearing no mask. We talking about look at this. They in the club. They got the old club to themselves. Girls twerking. Oh, they were having a ball when nobody couldn't move. It was a VIP. You know what I'm saying? And this man was not charged a single dime. I'm going to say it again. Floyd Green was not charged a single dime by the government of Jamaica for violating C-19 rules. This government has zero respect for the little man. I'm telling you, I don't forget none of that stuff they did in the pandemic. I don't know what people talking about when they're telling me, oh, yeah, ooh, shower labor. I'm like, did y'all forget? Did y'all forget what Floyd Green did? Floyd Green did? Did y'all forget that Andrew Holness did not, he didn't charge him? What's her name? The DPP that's responsible for prosecution. Oh, so because he's connected to the prime minister and the government, oh, he gets special treatment allegedly. Oh, so everybody else was charged hundreds of thousands of dollars in the pandemic. The only country that did that shit for all different types of violation. But one of the biggest violation, multiple people, he had what my president called it, big gathering. He had, and if he's listening to this, he know I'm talking about him. Big gathering. They had a big ass gathering, y'all, and nothing came out of that. Absolutely nothing. He was in charge. They said he resigned, then he was back. Like nothing happened, and he's been back, and I'm so pissed that he's getting our tax dollars. I'm so pissed that he is getting our tax dollars. This is the nepotism and cronyism and straight corruption of this Jamaica Labour Party and all of their sins. All of their sins will be reminded on this platform because they don't deserve to be in government. All of them should be kicked out and removed. 8 people on the investigation for solicit enrichment. 8, including the Prime Minister. Can't declare your goddamn assets. What kind of shit is that? A disgrace to the entire world. The entire world just disgracing Jamaica, making us look bad. Walking around like everything is peaches and cream. Talking crazy. Empty promises. But the reality is staring in our face. It's grim. Look at the price of goddamn food, bruh. Look at the price of food. Look at the price of tomatoes. Floyd Green have a portfolio. And listen, They got a 200 to 300% increase on their money. These wicked sons of took a 200 and then Nigel Green left us bloop, and ran off to the IMF after he destroyed this economy. It's like he knew it was gonna happen. Oh, the economy is about to go down. The jig is up. I'm about to go. Goodbye. And they gave that man a warm, hey, Julian Robinson, y'all, I got a plight against you, my brother. Giving Nigel Clark props. I'm looking at you sideways, dog. Real talk. Julian Robinson of the PMP, I'm looking at you sideways, bro. I don't do colors, you heard? I look off merit. I'm looking at you sideways. Ain't no way you can give Nigel Clark props. And the economy is where it's at. You telling me that he set it so well for us to be in a goddamn decline right now? He's worse than Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. With what they did to the economy is, well, they out right now, but I'm just saying, he's worse than them. Talking about he's a bright and shining what? Look at the price of tomatoes. 1.8 kilograms of tomatoes, $4,725. Where? How, Sway? How? I'm sorry I went off on a tangent, but these dudes be triggering me sometimes, man. What the hell going on, man? We gotta tell the truth. We have to tell the truth. This is crazy. All the details are there to show you. And you think I haven't even started, bro. When I'm done with this speech, let me done with this speech. I'm gonna show you some facts and evidence like a mug. Y'all stick around and share this live. Shit is crazy. Man, what?
Is a failure. If you want to say you like him, then say that. But an assessment of his stewardship in agriculture is that of failure.
Go back. My bad.
Up to 1.4 billion US dollars, an increase of 75% under this administration. What they're doing is that they're importing more, they're producing less. By any metric, the Minister of Agriculture may be very good at promoting parties, but when it comes on to agriculture, he is a failure. If you want to say you like him, then say that. But an assessment of his stewardship in agriculture is that of failure. The agro-parks. Go and visit. I am sure investigative journalism is not dead. Go and visit any agro-park you would like, and you will find idle lands inside of those agro-parks. You understand why production is down. He spoke about putting land titles into the hands of persons. This administration has taken some of the most arable lands with the infrastructure in Bernard Lodge and given it for housing purposes. They have caused less arable lands to be under production by their own doing. In relation to irrigation, only 12% of the arable lands in Jamaica currently have irrigation. He speaks about the irrigation project in St. Elizabeth, which is not a brainchild of his. I suspect that he's trying to be like the Prime Minister and try to father a road that he did not conceive when they named the highway after former Prime Minister Edward Seaga, even though he opposed its construction. It is in keeping with their nature. After
No, that point that he just raised about the highway being named after Seaga, I did not remember that. I did not remember that Seaga opposed the making of the highway. And because the JLP went into power, they have so little shame that they actually named the highway after somebody that, one, doesn't deserve it, two, opposed it, and three, I don't think he ever built one. I don't think he ever built a highway in Jamaica. That's crazy. This is their nature, ladies and gentlemen. They blame the PMP for everything. Don't give them no credit, but then they want to give the honor to the JLP. Well, I'm learning more and more every day. So guess what? We're going to expose some truths. Crazy.
9 years. And 8 members of parliament being investigated for illicit enrichment. They now say to the public, it is your turn. An admission that the first 2 terms were for them and their cronies.
That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. Yeah, I see. Oh, yeah, I see what you did there, Dr. Dayton Campbell. Yeah, they definitely said that. They said, this is your time. We want to finish what we started. Wow. They be low-key admit all their corruption. Oh, we got the beautiful Miss Collins in the building. Miss Collins. Oh my God, Miss Collins is in the building. What's up? I don't know if I got it. Yeah, let me find it. But yo, I'm telling you, man, these dudes is wild, man. They have been spitting it off face, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about all the way, just like no regard. You feel me? Where's it? I can't find it. You're lucky, Miss Collins. You're lucky I can't find it.
Prime Minister says his MPs are not performing after 300% increase, and now they want to say give them another term. What can go so?
Yo, yeah, that is I just said that a while ago. The Prime Minister literally told the people that literally give them more money, give them more pay, and they will perform better. And now he's admitting that a bunch of his MPs are not performing, and he's calling them out to perform. Didn't you tell us that if you pay them more money, they would perform, sir? Then you was either in error, you tricked the people, or you just lied because you know it wouldn't work. You just told us, you just gave them something to hold on to. Yeah, pay them more money and they'll perform better. You know, listening to the Prime Minister and seeing the results that he yields tells me I should not listen to him. That's what it tells me. Yeah.
Limits. This Prime Minister lobbied for 2 terms as the limit for a Prime Minister. Now he's campaigning for a 3rd term. We will not have it. 9 years of bad roads. This government cut out the road maintenance fund. So when you drive on any road in Jamaica, you see cars on the side. They're not just parked there. They've suffered damage to their cars. Punctures. I myself had 2 punctures on one side of the vehicle in Holland Bamboo. The roads in Jamaica, as admitted by all of the speakers at the Labour Party conference, they're in a terrible...
When the sun is rising in the east, night falls in the west.
I'm telling you, yo, nothing that is not supposed to happen don't happen. I'm just gonna pull up that piece of information that he's talking about with the road maintenance. Oh yeah, we gonna go into it, ladies and gentlemen, because it needs to be talked about. It needs to be talked about. Ministry of Finance measure 2017. I'm just gonna do a whole segment on that alone because it's a document that I need to read. But yeah, he's on point when he talks about the road thing. I'm gonna show you the facts and evidence. All right, what's going on here?
So I finish with the on one side of the vehicle in Holland Bamboo. The roads in Jamaica, as admitted by all of the speakers at the Labour Party conference, they're in a terrible condition. And so I finish with the words of the chairman of the Labour Party. They inside the JLP know that time come for change. Thank you very much.
Ron said, Bolo, everybody miss up on Sunday in an Andrew speech. Him no ask for your term. Him himself like normal. Him ask for the JLP, to give the JLP another term. Him have a plan. Oh, I did not catch that. You listening?
The PNP back in 2012, heading on up into 2016, had a social water mechanism within the NWC where pensioners and those that are on path would pay a certain percentage, a certain amount. I think it was $500 at the time it was. Yeah. This was removed from the NWC. And I'm asking you, if it was removed, what are the reasons why it was removed? Our teachers, firemen, police, farmers, nurses, taxi drivers, and even some of the current pensioners will not see any benefit from what was announced on Sunday. If you really want to help the customers of the NWC or the citizens of Jamaica who are faced with hardship, first thing you'd want to do is to cap it or create a flat rate for the $3,000 that the citizens use monthly. Another thing, again, you pay dollar for dollar in terms of sewage and water. You could cut back, you could have made an announcement. If you really wanted to help those that are suffering, you could reduce the sewage by anywhere between 25 and 50%. We agree that after 9 years, there's no prosperity and there's hardship on the land. But in this party, we agree to help the poor, help the pensioners, and all the other stakeholders. But it must be met with a clear policy framework, research, consultation, board approval, management execution that speaks to a clear vision for the NWC. Water is too important to the people of this country to be taken or used as a political football in an election season. Thank you.
Couldn't have said it better myself, no boss. Couldn't have said it better myself. That is it. Oh, Miss Collins.
What? Stop the presses. Hold on. We have royalty in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Like and share, guys. Like and share.